Hello, guys. Surprise, surprise. So, I know this was supposed to be. I was going to start Final Fantasy Tactics second playthrough. Uh, like I said, I've been trying to find a no grinding route for that.
Agua con
But,
Virgen Santísima.
how did this happen?
Anduve nel
Well, I
minacato
was
Minaveda
just.
con Mina Meruscial.
I was going through my hard drive trying to clean stuff up. I only have a 160 GB hard drive and it gets full really fast, especially with all the TV shows that I have it. Oh yeah, before anything else, I'm playing background music because unfortunately the emulator I'm using for this mobile game, and yeah, I think it's pretty clear that it's a mobile game, is pretty. I don't know if it's still in beta version or there's been no development on it, but the sound crashes. No idea whether it's just this game. But yeah, that's the reason. What happens is that sound works, but the track only plays once. So every time the same track needs to be played again, it just crashes. The emulator doesn't crash, just the sound crashes. So I've just completely switched off the sound and I'm playing some background music. Hopefully YouTube won't flag me for this background music. I know for sure that it is Creative Commons license, and this is an artist named Sarah. I kind of like their music, which is a very big surprise even to me. Because you see, apparently this category is Asturian music, whatever the hell that means. And normally I'm a fan of heavy metal and stuff like that. But this music just somehow connected to me for some reason. I can't put my finger on it. Anyway, enough of the music. It's just going to be background sound. There are a couple of tracks that I really like, so I might just shut up during those. But overall, yeah, it's just going to be some ambient background music. So this game, I was just cleaning up my hard drive. And I suddenly ran into this. I have no idea how long it's been there. But holy shit. This was... I picked up... what can I say? This is pretty much the reason that I enjoy strategy. This is the beginning of my love for strategy RPGs, strategy / tactics RPGs, which is why I keep looking out for games like Fire Emblem, Advance Wars, and Final Fantasy Tactics. So I used to play this back when I was in college. When was it? About 2008, I would say. Apparently this game released in 2005. I haven't really looked it up. I used to play this in 2008 when I had Android still wasn't a thing here. I only got my first Android phone in 2012. Yeah, I'm a late adopter, but I didn't really believe in smartphones after I purchased my first smartphone back in 2001. So let's just keep it at that. So yeah, I had a Sony Ericsson K750i, and I got a bunch of games from my friend for that. That was all J2ME. This game is J2ME based. I think the Nokia games are Symbian based. Not really sure, but it can run J2ME games as well. My friend had a Nokia N73, and we used to play this game together all the time. I don't think it has a pure multiplayer mode, but we just used to pass the phone around, and well, we'll see how multiplayer is possible once we get into this game. But I pretty much spent the better part of a year just playing this game the entire day, like you wouldn't believe. I don't know what else to say. All I can say is that this is a nostalgia drive, and yeah, I just suddenly found this and I couldn't not play it. And since it's coinciding with my stream time, I thought might as well do this on stream as well. It also gives me some time to practice my Final Fantasy Tactics playthrough. So not going to complain. I've been taking help from Blind Archer for that. So I'm going to do some practice. I'm going to try out some practice maps in Final Fantasy Tactics. and then start streaming that. Although I don't think I'll be able to maintain having to practice and then streaming it. Regardless, shall we get into this game now? As I said, this is actually a really easy game, which is to be expected, I guess. But this has a fully fleshed out tutorial. I wouldn't really say shallow tactical motifs, but there are a lot of similarities to both Fire Emblem and Advance Wars. So one of the things about Fire Emblem is that you don't get to create new units. Of course, you get to recruit them, but you don't get to purchase or create new units. As opposed to Advance Wars, where in a lot of the maps you have factories where you can actually make units. This is actually a very user-friendly balance between those two. Not only do characters level up, so any of your units who stay on the field will keep leveling up, provided they take part in combat, of course, and gain experience. So there is the part where characters become stronger and stronger, but then the ethereal aspect of this is all your level ups do not carry across each map. So if you want to grind levels per se, for instance, it's only going to benefit you for that one map. In contrary to that, we can purchase new units. The tutorial will show us exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm just giving a brief overview. So what's going to happen is that not only are we allowed to purchase new units, but we also have the units also have the ability to level up. So that just makes the game really easy. And one of the easiest ways through this game is just to blitz the opponent with sheer numbers. Don't really need any tactics, which is, I guess, the only reason I managed to win. Despite all of these advantages, the final map is still brutally hard. Anyway, let's get on with the game. I'm going to be playing the campaign, and if time permits, I will play the custom scenarios as well. Custom scenarios are called skirmishes, but the campaign is a really fun part of it. There is a story as well. Now, I know this is Ancient Empires 2, but I have not played Ancient Empires 1. Apparently, it gives you a little bit of backstory on that, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to get this. This is essentially a self-contained game, and I'm really happy about that. Most of the campaign is actually going to be tutorials. But even though the number of units, the possible options, the possible number of decisions that you can make are very limited, this being a mobile game and a relatively old mobile game is that, it's still really entertaining. And the fact that the tutorial is so detailed is what is something that sets this game head and shoulders apart from any other a game of a similar genre I've played. I think that's enough rambling. Let's get on with the show already. With the passing of the war against the forces of darkness, the brothers Gallimar and Baladon are reunited in their rule of the kingdom of Thorin. The kingdom is slowly returning to its peacetime ways, protected by 3 ancient crystals safely guarded in the temples of courage, wisdom, and life, when rumors of skirmishes in the north reach the palace. So I guess that was the story of Ancient Empires 1. That must have been a fight against darkness. Very vague, but what can you do? This is an fantasy RPG, I guess. And 3 was their number. 3 to protect, 3 to destroy. Mercy upon the wielder of their power, mercy upon our souls, for he shall unleash the heavenly fires onto this world. Verse 3-7 from the Crystal Prophecies, author unknown, translated from the only surviving transcript of Age of Darkness. Spooky. So there we have it. We've got 3 crystals, and wherever crystals are concerned, we know from Final Fantasy that nothing could possibly go wrong, now could it? I don't think there's anything specific in the menu. Well, I could go through instructions, but it's fairly easy. If you've played Fire Emblem, in fact, if anybody's ever played any strategy RPG game, it's very similar to that. And like I said, the tutorial is so well fleshed out. Really, hardly any tutorial is required, as in a separate tutorial from what the game offers. So, let's get on with this new game. And it blends very well with the story as well. A messenger from the Temple of Courage arrives at the castle gates, pleading for the king's assistance. The temple has fallen prey to brutal attackers and must be protected. Oh, rip. So the temple that contains a crystal is being attacked. Like, how cliche is that? The Temple of Courage, that's our first map. So there we have the UI that we are going to be seeing for most of the game. Red units mark enemies, blue units mark allies, a la Fire Emblem. I'm not sure whether there are green units, but if there are, I'm quite sure that they would be neutral. Help us! We are under attack! These skeleton raiders have stolen the Crystal of Courage. We swore to protect. Ah! We failed! Oh, these guys could take on skeleton raiders. God damn it. Captain! We must stop this menace at once. Forward troops! Make those raiders pay! Stop the raiders, King Galamar must survive. That's our objective for this mission. Use 2... Look at these instructions. Use 2, 8, 4, 6 or the direction pad or the joystick to move the cursor. Select and move units by pressing 5 or select, and then pressing 5 or select again on the selected destination square. A unit can move and attack once per turn. Okay, pretty standard for any tactics RPG. We've got our units, we've got a cursor. So just like Fire Emblem, we get our turn first and then all of the enemy units get their turn. That was one really big difference in Final Fantasy Tactics, which I found pretty jarring, I must admit. So that I don't have to repeat this, let me save this first. Alright. So this is our King Galamar, who is a hero unit. This is a soldier and this is an archer. Very basic units. We have 3 units here. One of them is more powerful than your average unit. And as enemies, we have skeleton raiders. That's pretty much all we know, right? So the instruction said press on a unit and it will display where it can move. Oh, it's saying this right now. The red squares mark the movement range of a unit. A unit's range is determined by its type and the terrain it is on, very much like Fire Emblem. So this guy has a movement range of 4 by default. So as you can see, in this direction he only has a movement range of 3. And that is all down to the terrain. I think we'll learn more about the terrain later. Hello Matt, finished with the stream already? Unfortunately, I am dropping frames in fistfuls. I'm up to 20% here. I didn't actually think that anybody would come today, so I've just been soldiering on. But how's it going, man? I don't know how the stream looks. Hopefully, at least once again, my voice is coming through proper. I really should have reduced the bitrate now that I think about it. Considering what to do about the situation. You know what? This thing doesn't really need that high of a bitrate anyway. I mean, not that my other games do, but I think I will reduce the bitrate. Hang on, I'm just gonna restart stream.